Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Erin Noon, and you're watching 13 News Now.
Welcome to 13 News Now.
We're going to break down the day's headlines. Coming into our newsroom moments ago, an infant is in critical condition after a shooting in Gallia County. The shooting took place around 3:30 p.m. on Double Creek Road. Deputies say an infant was found with a gunshot wound and transported to a Huntington area trauma center. One person is in custody. We will provide more details on this shooting as they are made available. President Donald Trump says he has scrubbed his planned Republican National Convention scheduled for Florida next month, citing a flare-up of the coronavirus. Trump's formal renomination will still go forward in North Carolina. Trump made the announcement today at the White House. He had moved parts of the convention to Florida last month amid a dispute with North Carolina's Democratic leaders over holding an event indoors with maskless supporters. But those plans were steadily scaled back as virus cases spiked in Florida and much of the country over the last month. A West Virginia House of Delegates employee is being praised as a hero as she continues to recover from COVID-19. Tonight, she is speaking exclusively to 13 News. Anne LaGrebe is the executive assistant to the clerk of the House. On Monday, July 13th, she participated in a House meeting briefing by the governor's staff regarding the state's COVID-19 response. At the time, LaGrebe did not know she had COVID-19. But she wore a mask during the entire meeting and is being praised for not spreading the virus to others.
I'm actually starting to feel better. I'm not completely recovered. I'm very weak, but I am on the mend. It helps. It may not prevent it completely, but any little part that I can do or other people can do, just wear the mask and, take the chance that it helps.
49 people who were in the House chamber with her have all tested negative for COVID-19. You can find this exclusive story with extended interviews on our website, wowktv.com. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice has extended an order that closed all bars in Monongalia County for an additional 10 days due to the pandemic. The latest order is effective until August 3rd. Monongalia County has reported almost 800 confirmed virus cases, by far the most in the state. The county includes West Virginia University's Morgantown campus. The order does allow customers to purchase takeout food and drinks from bars. In Ohio, Governor Mike DeWine's statewide mask mandate went into effect earlier today at 6 p.m. Today, the Ohio Department of Health reported more than 1,000 daily cases, a number higher than the state's 21-day average. Lawrence County has joined Scioto County in the red alert list. Counties on this list continue to show high positivity rates and had an increase in number of residents seeking treatment for virus-related symptoms. The NFL team formerly known as the Washington Redskins have chosen a temporary new name. Ahead of the start of training camp next week, the team has announced that for now, it will be called the Washington Football Team. The placeholder name will give the organization time to go through an in-depth rebranding process, taking into account input from players, alumni, fans, and sponsors, and hopefully choose a new permanent moniker before the start of the season, which for Washington's team is September 13th against the Eagles. And in other news, more cancellations due to the pandemic. The 2020 CK Autumn Fest and Pumpkin House festivities. The cancellation includes the CK Autumn Fest pageant, parade, cruise-in, tractor show, arts and craft fair, canning competition, bake-off, concert series, and kids activities, according to the board. The board of directors says we feel it is in the best interest and safety of our visitors, vendors, and community to make this decision. Board officials say they are planning to offer events that can be socially distanced or viewed digitally. For more cancellations and postponements throughout the tri-state, visit our cancellations place on cancellations page on WOWKTV.com. And speaking of our website, let's look at the top trending stories you can find at WOWKTV.com at this hour. With no replacement in sight, $600 pandemic unemployment benefit is set to end. A report stating that President Trump to sign executive orders to lower drug prices, and the deadline to register kids for schools in Cabell County is closing in quick. And we're going to switch gears here and check in with our Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Joe Fitzwater, who is in our weather lab. Joe, good evening. I'm loving the tie.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How's the weather looking this week?
Well, it's been rainy at times. I'm sure you don't need a weather rock to be able to tell that it's been raining in many areas here over the last couple of hours. But the good news is it has been a mix of sun and clouds in other areas. Let's take a look at your Viper real-time radar. And as we take a look here, there we are. We've seen those scattered showers and thunderstorms making their way across the I-64 corridor. We have had a few accidents along 64 and 77 this evening, so take it easy out there. The good news is this stuff has been weakening quite a bit as it made its way to the east here. Again, those were some pretty heavy downpours in areas such as Putnam County, Kanawha County, through downtown Charleston, east into, let's say, the Campbell's Creek area there in the eastern part of the county. But right now, those showers are across parts of Clay, Nicholas, and Fayette counties. So areas like Swandale over there toward Clay, Indore, Lismore, the Drennan, Dixie, as well as the Golly Bridge areas there along Route 60, and then on up toward the Birch River, as well as the let's say the Frametown and the Sutton areas. We're also seeing those showers, and this is some pretty light stuff making its way to the east. A couple of other showers across parts of Mingo, Logan, Wayne, and Pike counties, and they continue again to make their way generally to the east and weakening quite a bit with the loss of the sun's energy. We have seen some impressive rainfall totals. In fact, some areas, especially north of the U.S. 33 corridor, did see a couple of inches of rain today, and this is rain that we could definitely use, folks. A lot of us have been extremely dry as well as toasty this past month, so I think this wet weather has, for the most part, been pretty welcome, other than some of the power outages that we did see last night as a result of some of the stronger storms that rolled through. Luckily, most of us are back on power. So certainly some good news. And as we time things out on Predictor, we're going to be looking at some pretty decent conditions here. Let's see if we can get that loaded up here. Well, first off, there's our regional look. And again, we do have a front back to our west here. So again, that's going to be something that we'll have to contend with until that front moves through. We have to deal with the chance for a few showers. As we take a look at future radar over the next hour, there we go. Those showers scooting off to the West Virginia mountains. We could see a brief isolated shower or thunderstorm developing into the afternoon. So just something to keep in mind, or into the overnight, I should say. And then once again, by tomorrow, we'll see a few more showers and thunderstorms pop up. So here we are Friday. It's 1, 2 o'clock. Again, a couple of those isolated storms will be possible in the afternoon. So again, if you get under one of these downpours, you could see some brief local heavy rainfall like what we've seen today. Not expecting much in the way of any severe weather. The good news is, though, as we head toward this weekend, the storms become much more isolated. So I think our weekend plans overall are looking pretty solid. In fact, let's take a look at that weekend graphic, and there we go. Here are your temperatures. Just an isolated shower both on Saturday and Sunday with 20% chance. Notice the heat, though. It's going to be very hot. We're going to see those high temperatures around 90 degrees on Saturday, and we'll be in the low to mid-90s on Sunday. So it does get hotter from here. And as we take a look at your 7-day forecast, this is what we're looking at, folks. We're going to be in the 90s for another 2 to 3 days. And then at least it looks like we're not going to be reaching the 90s next week past Monday. Sunday and Monday, though, are certainly going to be toasty days. As I always say, it's going to be feeling like a Quiznos sub out there, as toasty as it is, which is an isolated shower chance Saturday and Sunday. Better chances for rain on Monday and Tuesday. So Aaron, we basically just kind of have a little mix of everything here, but one thing is for certain, it is still staying pretty summer-like out there with the heat and humidity.
Well, I'm not wishing my summer away, but like I said, I could really do without these 90-degree temps, so we'll see.
Yeah, you know, you've got a couple more to deal with here as we roll toward the weekend, but next week it looks at least a touch cooler.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for that weather update.
Yeah, you go.
That's going to do it for 13 News Now. Make sure to keep up to date with everything breaking, local, and trending at WOWKTV.com and, of course, our mobile app. Tune into 13 News at 11 with Jennifer, Rob, and Spencer. We'll see you here again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Have a great night.